All right. Welcome, 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 everyone, to another episode of Walking with the Master. I have someone that you have seen before, and I know you didn't get enough of him last time, but we are here today to really ask some questions and get a view about someone who is who is an icon in the art and definitely in this Midwestern area. Well, first of all, just for everyone, I'm Grandmaster Abdul Azziz Muhammad, formerly known and even presently known by some as Grandmaster Anthony Muhammad. I have my dear friend, my dear brother, Oso Tayari Casel, present here and who is our guest today. And, you know, I don't quite like calling persons who can come into the house and go into the refrigerator a guest. But he is someone that this is his home as well as others. So I just want to welcome him. Welcome, sir, us to another episode of Walking with the Master. And we dedicate this to Dr. Moses Powell, my teacher, many of our teachers, and in dedicating this to him, you know, this is about his lineage. But today we're going to take the opportunity to really share the thought, the information, the presence of someone who we have that has transitioned. And he is no longer present with us in terms of the living in this way, but we're taught, and I have been taught in the Holy Quran, where it says, speak not of those who die in Allah's way as dead. No, they are not dead. They are alive, but you perceive not. So with that being said, this is a show that we're going to dedicate to the life and time of Grandmaster James A. Jones, known as Jimmy Jones. He is a beautiful brother. He has taught many students, and they have become tremendous in the eyes of other martial artists as well as the general public. So without any further delay, I'd like to open this up with one of his students, his former students. And well, you know, when you have a teacher, you're never a former student.
I say.
You're always a student. It's just that the time and place may have changed, but you never lose a teacher who have taught you something. They taught you, and you still have it, and you build on it. So I just want to say it like that. So let us bring on Oso Tayari Casel. Us, my brother.
Us. And you know me, as I always do, I start off by saying, in the name of God, the beneficent, the merciful, the giver and sustainer of all life, from whom all blessings flow, and to whom all praise is due.
I mean,
we gather together with everyone who is listening to share and talk about the legacy of a man who, as you said, an icon, it was instrumental in terms of the martial arts, not only in the Chicago local area, not only in the Midwestern area, but in the United States of America, who had such a profound impact upon so many people that a lot of folks don't know how much he impacted them. And I have said before in a couple of interviews and guest appearances and performances, he was my second father. And that for me is really an important statement. My father is number one. And he gave me so much energy, life lessons, and influence that's number one. But in terms of a father figure, Jimmy Jones was the very next person. And he, as we're talking about, we're acknowledging, he just made the transition. And so we're honoring him today. And from now on, okay, I'll stop there and then,
Yes, sir.
you know
Well,
me, I can
well,
keep talking.
and this is one of those days, because in my brief period of knowing him, and I've known him for the time that I've been here in Chicago, a little over 25, it's been about 27 years now here. But I've known of him before, of course, knowing him because his students have a reputation in and of itself. And I, got an opportunity to personally meet him. And in fact, when he got his book done, that he wrote and put together, which is an awesome book, that he was at my event. And of course, I gave him all of the rights to do whatever he would like to do. And he was able to introduce the book to many of those that came to participate, probably about 300 plus persons. Yeah. And, it was just a blessing to do. When you have a grandmaster, someone who is, one, a very humble person, but two, intelligent, and he was, he was just a great person to me. And again, I don't know him as well as many of you out there, and definitely you, sir. But I really want you to kind of, just share the life story, of being with him, and how did you get with him? When was that? And just kind of talk about him as an individual, as a man, as a martial artist, and as a father figure.
Wow, you posed that question in the kind of way that will mess up your bandwidth once I start talking. But the first part of it, excuse me, the first part of it deals with how I came to his class. It was at the Southtown YMCA. I believe it was on 64th or 67th and Union Avenue, right off of Halsted. Some of you people are going to know what I'm talking about, but either way. But I came there with my father because of an incident that had taken place before that I've talked about so much that I hate to repeat the story. But my father decided, let me take you to this space and place so that you can learn karate or karate or whatever. Daddy didn't know the correct pronunciation, neither did I. And I show up at the school And so my father is talking to Grandmaster Jones and saying, look, I want my son, he wants to study this stuff. Whatever you're doing, like, okay, get this done. So I took the class, and it's like, I love it. I just loved it. Now I'm going to fast forward to go into the part of where I was just absorbed into the study of the arts under this man and how he taught it. And I always laugh and joke and tease because there were older people in the class, grown men in the class. And even he, Grandmaster Jones, actually told me that I was his experiment. On what? He had not taught children before. So I'm the first child coming to his class. So I got all these grown men around, but he had to make the adjustment so that I could learn and keep up in the class. I hope this is making sense to you right now, because nobody else was there as a child. Now, I'm going to jump ahead and say, I'm there training with all of these men who were some completely twice my age, and I'm 12, and they punched me, they kicked me. If I could lift my legs so you could see it. These guys literally put it on me. And so I had to do all the push-ups, the sit-ups and everything else. And I had to fight back in class. I had to do everything, with them. They did not abuse me. Never, never, never. Look at the Black Kung Fu Saints and Urban Dragons when I talk about it, those two movies and documentaries. They didn't abuse me, but they pushed me. And they made me, these other men, these other students, they helped to develop within me no fear. I don't care who you are. If you stand in front of me, you got almost as much chance of going home as I do. Now, you heard me say almost because I'm getting ready to light you up. Okay, I'm sorry. I wasn't supposed to say that, right? I wasn't supposed to say that part. But what he did, he instilled in me through his teaching the kind of confidence that you need to have if you are involved in the martial arts. And the techniques and the manner of executing it was right there. And I absorbed everything the best way that I could, the only way that I could, because, when you're drinking from the cup, you get a lot. But as always, as I talk about in life, for so long, my cup has overflowed. I've been drinking from the saucer. I got so much left in the cup from all of my masters and grandmasters and teachers. Am I making sense to you, sir? I mean, I'm hoping I'm not.
No, sir. No,
I
sir.
gotta keep saying that because I know I'm riffing, but I'm just trying to tell the truth.
Yes, sir. Well, I mean, again, let me ask you, in terms of him working with you, and you mentioned that you were a project, a project for him in taking on a child in an adult class.
Yes.
That definitely has to be something that is can be, it can cause issues and problems because one, you said that they did not abuse you.
No.
Now, and that's great now, but what we do know is back in that day,
I know you're gonna go
what
there.
what
Go
wasn't
ahead.
abused then, if you brought that today, many of us would go to jail.
You know, one of my classmates, older gentlemen, two of them specifically, and they will tell the story that, and because of them and because of what was going on and the training and the movement, remember, I'm young, I'm fast, I'm agile. They tease me about, dadgummit, you were so fast that we just couldn't get a hold of you to like really get you. Now think about this. One of the things that developed was me, especially when I shifted into the African martial arts. It helped to develop, enhance, or improve my snake fighting, because I'm gonna be slippery like a mug. You ain't gonna get into, you ain't gonna hit me, because there's one thing that I always believe: if you could hit me 2 times in a row, it means it's time for me to go. So they helped me develop that style, and they always said, "Man, you were so fast. You were like kicking and hitting and punching and rolling and moving out of the way." I've been rolling out for a long time. I know you know what I mean when I say roll out.
Yes, sir.
So it was that kind of thing. And they were just remarkable.
Let me ask you about this. In terms, I want to go into 2 aspects of Grandmaster Jimmy Jones. One, his teaching style, so his mind, and then I want you to go into the heart, and what kind of heart did he have, and how, some of those kinds of things. So let me get the mind and the teaching presentation. How was his teaching, and what can you say about that?
Wow, you really are hitting it. These are the questions that I really love. So you come into class, uniform better be neat, belt better be tied correctly. You stand, sit the way that you are supposed to. You respond to the instruction. That's paramount. So you're teaching a young man, a young woman, an older man, older woman to focus. That was paramount. So there I am in the class, ready to work. He would break down after the calisthenics. You got to go through all the push-ups and sit-ups, but you got to remember, I'm young, so I got energy to burn. Like, is that all we're gonna do is 50 push-ups? So while everybody else is going, I thought we did. If you made a mistake in class while he was teaching, he made everybody have to do the same technique over again. Guess who always made a mistake just so that we could do it over again? These men did not like me. Because I'm having fun. Grandmaster, are you feeling me a little bit?
I understand.
Like I'm in the class right now thinking about when I would intentionally make a mistake, so everybody had to do it all over again. But when he broke down the technique, it was so clear and precise that, yeah, if you had been practicing last week, you will be able to do it this week. So he made you have to, like, no, come on, get this together. I'm going to jump ahead for a moment to talk about my third father, Grandmaster Nganga Talona, also known as Ray Cooper. And the two of them were classmates under John Keon, also known as Count Dante. But they were classmates. And God, the story I can tell you about that. But the breakdown was so precise that you had to get it. And it was just wonderful. I didn't want to leave class. I wanted the class to continue. I didn't want to go to school. I didn't want to go home. I just wanted to be there with everybody. I hope this makes sense for some of you all who are taking martial arts now. That's a passion that you really should have and feel. That's like all I want. I started at 12. When I was 15 years old, I knew that this is all I ever wanted to do in my life. How much sense does that make?
Oh, tremendous for me.
You know, it's like not comparing in one sense, but the understanding of at 12 years old, when the greatest heavyweight champion of all time said, I'm going to be the heavyweight champion of the world. Are you kidding me? You 12. You weigh like 90 pounds. How do you even know you're going to be a heavyweight and then claim to be the heavyweight champion of the world and then tell the world, I'm the greatest? Now, I'm not going to say the name because I know everybody knows who I'm talking about.
That's right.
So I knew it's all I wanted to do. And he guided me through that period of time. And I remember many nights as a young boy, young teenager, with my feet under his table. I'm at the house. I'm being fed dinner. I'm spending the nights there because my mother and father said, yeah, this is what you like. This is what you want. This is the man that's going to guide you and train you. And with his wife and then second wife, I don't want to go into all this stuff. It was the love, and being safe and secure. And watching this, I told you before, my heroes are great Black men. So when you look at the movies and all of the stars of action, none of them compared to, now, do you want me to run down the list? You know, I've done it before. But when I talk about these men, these are my heroes, these great Black men and what they did. Grandmaster Jones was so eloquent in his speech and talking and demonstrations. It was just completely right on. Okay, I'm sorry. My mind is going into stuff now. Sorry.
No, because I mean, you know, I did ask about the heart, and you began to go into that. But the man's heart.
Well, hold on. Let's remember that he was a national champion. He wasn't just local. He fought on the national circuit and kicked butt like you wouldn't believe. I remember going to this tournament, 1967 in Kansas City, Missouri. This was my first national tournament. I talked about, me competing and doing everything else before locally and this and that. But I'm still a teenager. But I go to the USKA Grand Nationals in 1967. And there he is. This great Black man. And so he's there. And he's competing during the apartheid era of martial arts and in the country. Yeah, you heard me say it.
Yes, sir.
You heard me say apartheid. And if you don't tell the truth, then really, what good are you? And the martial artists and other folks in America, just imagine a country that's so ashamed of its history that they don't want the truth being taught.
As obvious as the truth is.
And to back it up a little bit, what a great thing that took place with John Keehan, who later changed his name to Count Dante, who decided, I am going to teach Black folks. Because at the time in the early 60s, they weren't allowing Black folks to take martial arts class. So here this man is in Chicago who said, I'm going to teach other people. Now, Jimmy Jones, Ray Cooper, Lou Flynn, and others, these were Black men champions who kicked butt. Okay, can I say that? Is that okay? Was that all right for me to say that?
That's all right.
And so now you're talking about on the national level as well. And we go down to Kansas City, I competed as well, but, I'm in the underbelt, category at that time. But I got a chance to watch him win the forms competition, watching him do weapons, watching him fight. And I got a chance to see Grandmaster Victor Moore. Oh my God. Victor Moore was working against Jim, I think the last name is Jim McLean. And Jim McLean was, he's doing all of the stuff in the ring when they were fighting. Victor Moore hit him with a fingertip punch when he was exhaling, and McLean collapsed. These are men that I have seen fight and do it. And I'm looking at Jones, who eloquent in speech, dressed impeccably, and can fight. The only other person that I knew who could do that was my father, number one. So you see my lineage that I'm talking about right now?
Yes, sir.
Grandmaster Raymond Cooper in Gangatolona, my third father teacher, when he fought in the World Championships, and he fought Mike Stone. Now, Mike Stone had the record that they give him is that he won 89 or 90 grand championships and was undefeated. My teacher beat him. And it was Ed Parker and the other people who stole that title from him. And I remember in 1979 at the Long Beach Internationals when I fought there, when I got a chance to meet Mike Stone for the first time, and Ed Parker was there to introduce me to him. And it was, one of the moments in which, hey, how you doing, sir? Trying to meet you, it's great to meet you. And he basically sort of, brushed me off, and I'm going to say pretended he didn't know me. In 1979, you know how many magazine covers I had been on by that time? Like, really? If you follow in martial arts, like, really? So my position was, hey, no problem. Okay. You don't know who I am, but you know my teacher because he beat you. Jim, I really don't bluff. I keep telling folks, I'm in your face. If I'm going to tell you this, it's like, come on, But Grandmaster Jones, he just had this way of smoothing things out and making things work. And I'm sorry, I'm riffing, but give me a question so I can get back on point. Because
For sure. I want to just kind of introduce his book. In fact, you see,
karate is an art form. It starts with a block and it ends with a block. It's not offensive unless it becomes necessary to be offensive. Everything in martial arts is designed to make you a better, stronger, faster person. So if you could master those difficulties of how it's designed, then it's going to make you a better martial artist and better than the person on the street. I have been working on this book for at least 30 years or more. We go through all of the blocks, strikes, kicks, and punch, and give a full explanation in detail as to why that particular technique is done that particular way. This book is going to tell you those things that the instructor hasn't told the people today. This book gives in detail the theory behind why this technique was done this particular way. And if you understand that, and you learn each step as it develops, you're going to be able to take it to the next level. I got involved in martial arts by accident. I happened to see an advertisement for the first World Karate Championship and got involved and really fell in love with the art. And what I want to do now is give something back. And that's the purpose of this book. I made the book very simple, very understandable. I want it to be both beneficial as well as enlightening for the...
You see, this book is the book that I received from him when he, showed up with the book. The book is an excellent book, and there's some things too that you'll get a chance to see about him and how his thinking in terms of putting the book together. So, but now
30 years he was writing the book.
Yes, writing the book for 30 years. That's incredible. But to be able to do it, that's how, it's so important to capture your information on paper and video and things of that nature, so that it can live beyond yourself, So in terms of his pulling this together, did he ever talk to you about it?
I talked to his wife last night for over an hour, and the one thing that she said to me that just touched my heart, she said that when he spoke of me, he told her that's my dictionary. I know I can always go to him for a reference point because I remembered every form, every technique. I remembered everything. And I don't remember what I had for breakfast this morning, but that's another story. We won't get into that, okay? But in terms of martial arts, for that time, he knew that he and my other teacher, Talona, they were depositing things into me. And so they built up a lot of credit. So whenever they want to come back and pull it, this is it. I got this, you know. It is no different to me than when Doc was working with Little John and you and Professor Bill. Like all of the movements, all of the techniques. When I talked to Bill this morning, and we got to laughing and joking about Doc. And I was recounting I know we're talking about Grandmaster Jones, but you know, I got to talk about Doc Powell too. Okay.
Sure. Yes, sir.
And I've said it before, but it's just the idea. When you talk about excellence, when at this demonstration, I'm telling you, you've heard me say it before, but Doc grabbed this guy. I don't know who he was. Oh my. But he threw him. And I saw the guy fly in the air. And Doc threw up his leg, twisted, and threw the guy in the opposite direction. How do you do that? What is it that's in you? I mean, to me, what was it that happened in your mind that made you decide, I'm not going to throw you here, I'm going to throw you back over here? Doc, I sat there at a demonstration. I drove up from DC to Brooklyn, and Doc was sitting next to me. I keep telling you all this. Y'all, somebody needs to pull up the video. And Doc sat there and he told the guy, like, come here. He's sitting. He said, yeah, come here, do something. And the guy came and Doc hit him. Okay. And when he hit him, I saw the man wince. But it was no different than me going, because he hit him. Okay, does this make sense? Can you see that? He hit him like this.
I can feel it.
See that? See, now that's the truth. And then afterwards, Doc told everybody, you remember I kept telling you all to do the push-ups on your fingertips?
That's right.
This is what I do. I do it. Okay, no. Doc was so aware. Okay, you know, you see where I'm going now. Doc was so aware of his surroundings and everything that I'm parked in a car in front of his school before he shows up. And I'm waiting. Then when I get out of the car with the person I am, I said, no, wait. Let him go in, let him get set up. And then we go to the school, we go inside. And Doc was like, yeah, I saw y'all sitting over there. Who the heck, you know, I was wondering who you all were. His situational awareness, which is what we're trying to teach our students. Come on now, you know I'm telling the truth now.
Yes,
this
sir.
is what we want our students to be aware of. What's going on around you? Be aware of that. Okay, am I rambling? Am I making, if I'm not making any sense, you can just tell me, hey, good night, thanks for coming. You know, cue the music, and then, you know, I'm going.
No, I really appreciate you and how you share this information, because you're not you're just not somebody sitting in a seat answering some questions, but you know how to capture a person and bring them into you and not necessarily have to touch them at all. That reminds me of who you were mentioning, Doc, and some others. But he could, you could be over on the side and you're watching something going on, and he's got you in the technique. You,
He,
yeah.
you know what I mean? It's like, what did I just see? And Grandmaster Jones, when he taught, when he demonstrated, we did a demonstration. I must have been around, oh God, at 14 years old, maybe 15, right before Kansas City. We were at Dunbar High School in Chicago, and I remember, now I'm part of the demonstration team, but I remember watching him as he's talking to the audience and how he was expressing himself, talking about the martial arts and what it was and how it was going on. And I'm a student and I'm going, what? I mean, I was caught up in that. And so that's the part for me that was just so beautiful about this great Black man, and his impact on the arts. I mean, he became the Illinois representative of the United States Karate Association, the Midwest I mean, he did this. And then look at all the martial artists who came to study at the school. Bill Wallace was one of them. I mentioned that. Glenn Keeney, Mike Felkoff. There were so many folks who came to learn from him. So it wasn't just us, it was everybody, because they knew this was a great man. I just happened to be, as I have always said, I have never claimed to be Grandmaster Jimmy Jones, Grandmaster Nganga Tilona, Ray Cooper. I've never claimed to be their best student. I have said I'm the most popular. Just that. There are some people, in class, oh my God, a Grandmaster Kijano Vita. Now, oh my God. Grandmaster Vita, man, he was the other encyclopedia who could remember all of the forms, the fighting sets, the weapons, and everything. He could pull them up like that. Hundreds of movements. But now that's his dedication. But what we're talking about is, well, who's the teacher? And the teacher is the one that can impart this wisdom in a kind of way that makes it easier for you to absorb and then share it, demonstrate it and share it, so that it has continued life. I hope that made sense. It sounded good to me, but
yes. Well, I love how you are sharing what you're sharing. It's profound. It's eye-opening, and it's beneficial for me that I can hear about Grandmaster Jimmy Jones, and we're going to continue to really look at this man uh, and I want to share more, perhaps with some other students, but I wanted, and as well as yourself, to honor him
Masha,
in a show,
Masha.
so that those that come on and listen to the things that I have brought to them and the masters that I've shared with them, that they can know this man, and it'll be before he is actually uh, buried.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you have it available, but if we could share it, is there may even be, well, I will make sure that you do get it, and it is shared with you where he's going to be, and perhaps for those of you that are not even in this country that want to check it out, because listen, these are masters that have done things and have a reputation that far precedes them. And it's not something that, as also Tayari Casel said, he's not limited to just the Midwest or Chicago. So we want you to get a chance to know him, because there are those that are in his, for lack of a better word, his stable, in his class, that are
Masha.
students that came from him that may be doing some other things. And I want to say this also to the students of Grandmaster Jimmy Jones, and this is something that happens many times with us, that when such a man passes, and leaves us in this way, we tend to uh, expand, or maybe not, the term wouldn't be expand, but we would venture off and attempt to just do our own thing. But this is the time when we should unite
Yes,
and
sir.
make our own thing a part of a bigger thing, and bring unity in his passing, so that what he represented and what he produced lives, it's going to live long with you, but it would be so much greater if we came in unity with each other. These are things that are absolutely necessary and very possible. What would you say
It
to
is.
that, sir?
It is the the importance of the demonstration of the United Schools of Survival to continue to lead the way in bringing people together who are interested in arts. And you are the example of making sure that that happens because of your teacher and how he reached out to others. And so Doc Powell did that. And and Grandmaster Jones, when he decided that he was going to do the universal karate system, the universal, that's bringing everything in. What do
Yeah,
we do? I mean, looking at what you have around you in the background as the United Schools, you're reaching out to other folks to say, this is how we can work together, because that's really how we survive. I mean, if
yes,
only the strong survive, then which is the strongest? And if there's only one strong, that's only going to last for a short amount of time.
that's right.
You have to have the cohesiveness of people working together. And it's just the love that we have for each other, well, for humanity. It's far reaching, even beyond the folks who don't even know any better. We even pull them in at times. Like, come on, wake up. Like, start acting right. But we have to be strong. Do for
Yes.
self, do for self first. And that sounds familiar. Oh man, did I say something? Okay.
That's right.
So So it's about us doing that. And you've given me once again an opportunity to share about my teacher, both of them, and even Doc, which I'm going to do. And then, Sensei Ronald Duncan. Okay, I mentioned Victor Moore. Oh, did I? Grandmaster Steve Muhammad. Oh, wait a minute, Thomas the Puppet. Oh, Artis Simmons. Y'all haven't heard me mention that name before. These are the champions that I grew up under. I keep telling y'all, the Black Panther is one hero, but I got real heroes that I can look up to. Okay, I think I should stop talking. I think I've overstayed my welcome. Oh
no, you haven't. No, you haven't. But I tell you this, we're gonna save some for the next time.
you did tell me I could come back. So okay.
Yes, oh yes, sir.
Well then when I come back, I'm gonna start talking to you about the magic.
See, you started something now. Oh man, I really thank you from the bottom of my heart for being my brother and my friend. And you are a mentor of mine, and I appreciate you. I came up looking at you. That's right. That's right.
You say that to me.
I don't have no problem saying it.
You said that to me before, and I keep going, huh? What? Really? Huh? What? Really?
That's right. Yeah, and I appreciate you, and I thank you for the time that you have given. And we want to make sure that we keep our brother, our friend, a teacher, an icon in the martial arts, Grandmaster James A. Jones Jr. Keep him in our prayers, keep his family in our prayers, and we pray that that they don't grieve. That they don't grieve. No. That they just keep the memory of their husband, their father, their uncle, their grandfather. Just keep him in their minds, and may Allah bless them to be at peace, and that we all continue to remember them and not forget the family that came with him. So thank you, Oso, for your time and your patience and your knowledge, most of all.
Thank you. And I can't leave because my girl, come here, girl. Come.
Where's she at?
She wants to be seen too.
Don't get camera shy. What's her name?
This is Kali. And Kali is, this is, you wait a minute, you weren't there at the seminar that Grandmaster Bill did up in New York when I brought her up there to introduce. Well, I didn't bring her to introduce. I just brought her there with me, and she made her appearance. Now my other one is Laylee. So each one of these dogs, the Canis Panther, that's Laylee. This is the German Shepherd. They are she who strikes with thunder and lightning. And the other is the one who is, when God moves, you answer.
Awesome.
So, but so for you and your family, thank you again for your magnificent, wonderful, beautiful wife. My greetings. I passed on your greetings to Natanju. I passed on my greetings to my sister.
Please.
So, well, at least I got a chance to talk.
And we're looking forward to seeing her.
Oh God, see there.
Uh, and and I'm glad that you even mentioned that. Just thinking about her makes me to again let everybody know that we're about to have our national. It's called the National Training and International Martial Arts event that we're going to have. It's a conference, and we normally have it in Chicago, but we're going to be an hour and a half up the street.
90 minutes.
And not even, huh?
Yeah, 90 minutes away.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. That's
and
it.
It's going to be where?
Milwaukee, Wisconsin, at the Wisconsin Center. So
And-
we're
and
going
what
to
day-
have
what's the
a
date?
tremendous time.
What's the date?
Oh, the date is July 28th through the 31st. We're going to have a competition on the 31st, but on the 29th and the 30th, oh my God, it's going to be so much. It's not just a martial arts event.
Tell me about
It's
it.
an event that deals with security. It deals with so many different facets. I tell you,
Business?
huh?
Business?
Oh yeah, it's going to be business. We're going to have a sister that is a millionaire, and she's a major business entrepreneur, and she's going to be teaching the secrets.
She's going to be sharing information. So
Yes.
you can come there for martial arts, business, fellowship. Oh, wait. And you get to see me too.
That's right. Awesome, awesome. Once again, thank you, Oso, for the
Peace and blessings, brother.
time, and thank you all for coming on always, and you showing your love always. That you're on listening, and I just appreciate you for being there to hear what's going on and be my guest on this show. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you again, Oso. Us.
Us.
Every student of a master here today, you reflect your master teacher. You want to walk like him. You want to talk like her. But you start by having an object in front of you that you admire.